Good afternoon. This is Dave Jones with StormCenter Communications and GeoCollaborate. It's a little bit past noon, about 22 minutes after East Coast time here. We have the 11 o'clock updated advisory from the National Hurricane Center, and Milton remains a hurricane. It stayed a hurricane across the entire peninsula of Florida, as was forecast, and left behind a trail of flooding and a whole bunch of damage from tornadoes. We talked about that yesterday. All those tornado warnings that were issued in that one big feeder band set a record for the number of tornado warnings issued by National Weather Service forecast offices in the state of Florida, some causing quite a bit of damage. But you can see here on the satellite picture, I'll take it full screen, and what it looks like. Here is Milton. Milton is moving to the east. Put the stats up here. Moving to the east-northeast at 20 miles per hour. It is a Category 1 hurricane still, and it is 135 miles east-northeast of Cape Canaveral, a Space Force station in Florida, which is right here, right near Melbourne, Florida as well. So it's pulling out. That's the good news. We do still have remaining tropical storm force winds that are impacting parts of Florida. I'll show you that in just a second on GeoCollaborate. I want to take the stats away here just for a moment. There were the 11 o'clock updates from the National Hurricane Center. You might be wondering, what's this out here? Well, that is Hurricane Leslie. Have no fear. Leslie is going to be turning to the north and staying out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So if you hear anybody saying there's another hurricane coming, don't pay attention to them. It's not real. We are going to see no threats to the lower 48 of the United States over the next 7 days at least, likely more, but we don't go out beyond 7 days. I'll move this over just a little bit further so you can just see how clear the Gulf of Mexico is. And look at all this clear sky, these clear skies up all the way up to the Great Lakes. That's a big high pressure system, and drier air is going to be coming in after this mess from Milton departs the state of Florida. So that will help with recovery efforts and just the typical afternoon thunderstorms that Florida receives might be the impacts that remain for power restoration and response. So let me show you GeoCollaborate and what that looks like, because widen out here and show you the entire path of Hurricane Milton. It was just a mass of clouds. We knew something was going to develop. We just didn't know where and where it would move. But this was a very good forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Kudos to them for providing us with that trusted information to pass along. The storm was a rapid developer, and it became a Category 5 hurricane twice before making landfall. Fortunately, it did interact with the frontal system, which knocked it down to a Category 3 at landfall, and it continued to meteorologically fall apart, but it dumped copious amounts of rain in the state of Florida. More than 20 inches of rain in St. Petersburg, where flooding is ongoing there. It just does not drain very easily there. So with regard to power outage, here we go. More than 3 million meters without power currently, 3,374,509 as of 11:44 this morning. Crews will be assessing the damage. There were linemen and a whole bunch of responders that were positioned ahead of the storm. More than 50,000 workers from at least 42 states, Washington, D.C., and Canada are headed into Florida if they're not already there assessing damage. And so it looks like power will be on the rebound over the next several days. We'll be updating you through updates here for the All Hazards Consortium and the Sensitive Information Sharing Environment, so we can keep track on any weather threats during this power restoration activity. Of course, power restoration and response and recovery continues to happen along the path of Hurricane Helene up into Georgia, western South Carolina, western North Carolina. It's going to take years in some cases to respond from those massive floods coming out of the mountains. Mountains just drained, really squeezed that moisture out of Tropical Storm Helene when it was up there, causing massive amounts of damage. Our hearts are with the folks there in Appalachia, and repairs will be started as soon as possible. They already are in Asheville with the water system and the water treatment centers. So the last thing I wanted to show you is that the emergency fuel delivery program continues through the Fuel and Energy Marketers of America. The program is called the Disaster Fuel Response Program. What that does is there's a lot of people around the country, a lot of businesses that deliver fuel to organizations and businesses. Those organizations have volunteered to coordinate through Sherry Stone here. You can see her phone number and her email address there. To coordinate through Sherry to put you in touch if you are a business or a municipality, a government organization, and you need fuel. They will help to deliver that to you in disaster areas. So contact Sherry. She can tell you more about the program, but it's a wonderful program. We've already connected people together so they can deliver fuel into the hard-hit Helene areas, and now we have to deal with Milton. Well, the good news is now that the coast looks clear as Milton exits stage right, and we have a lot of sunshine to go through the central and eastern part of the country that'll help with recovery. For now, I'm Dave Jones with StormCenter Communications and GeoCollaborate. Thanks so much for watching this update. Thank you for watching out for yourself and also watching out for your neighbors. We'll be back tomorrow morning with another update based on electric restoration and status there. So thanks again for watching. Take care.